A conclusion issued following the political prisoners' isolation, ill-treatment and torture event at the European Parliament in Brussels has demanded action over jailed Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan. The international community must advocate for a peaceful and just resolution to the Kurdish issue, Sinn Féin politician Martina Anderson has said. NGOs and political representatives visited Emine Şenyaşar, who continues her justice vigil in front of the Justice Ministry in Ankara, Turkey, concerning her slain family members. And a new Netflix series, Three Body Problem, has attracted ire from Turkish nationalists, since one of its heroines is a Kurdish female fighter. Learn more with Media News. The European Union and Council of Europe must take concrete steps to end the inhumane practices in Turkish prison conditions and the İmralı Island prison, which has become a primary site of isolation as torture. The final conclusion of a European Parliament conference on political prisoners has stated. Scores of lawyers gathered in Brussels for the Political Prisoners Isolation, Ill-Treatment and Torture Conference, which addressed the detention conditions of political prisoners in Turkey and Europe, in particular the isolation of Kurdistan Workers' Party leader Abdullah Öcalan.
What I think what's important also in the question of Öcalan, we know from these trials that there are regular meetings between German Secret Service, German High Police, BKA, with the General Security Directions and MID in Turkey. Every month, every 2 months on a very high level. And they are discussing to give Kenan Ayas from Cyprus or to try to get people from Sweden or from Austria or from Greece. And by the power Germany had, it's possible. Also France or Great Britain gives the people. So for us in Germany, it's also, I think, very important to make pressure also against the own government to say, please stop it now.
The event's published conclusions further called on the European Committee for the Prevention of Torture to fulfill its responsibilities more effectively in monitoring and addressing the deepening problems in European prisons, particularly with regards to İmralı. European lawyers attending the conference resolved to sign a petition calling for the end of the ongoing isolation at İmralı, following on from similar demands advanced by 1,330 Turkish lawyers in a recent legal petition. The international community must advocate for a peaceful and just resolution to the Kurdish issue, Martina Anderson, a Northern Irish Republican, said in discussion with Kurdistan expert and award-winning journalist Frederic Gerdink. Whilst the current Turkish administration does its best to suppress the Kurdish people, it fails, the politician added. Anderson served 16 years of a life sentence for IRA activity before her release, secured as part of the Good Friday Agreement. Northern Ireland and the Kurdish people both seek self-determination, but whereas the Irish only have one power to contend with, the Kurds have 4: Turkey, Iran, Iraq and Syria, the politician said. Anderson explained that as a former member of the European Parliament, she had a responsibility to speak up on behalf of others, such as the Kurds and the Palestinians. Now a Sinn Féin representative to the European Union, she has ongoing contact with parliamentarians across Europe. Last week, Anderson made an address in Berlin calling for the release of Abdullah Öcalan, the pioneer of the Kurdish movement, from prolonged isolated detention in Turkey. The Turkish government was urged to release archived footage of the Şenyaşar family murders during Mother Emine Şenyaşar's justice vigil in Ankara on Thursday. The justice vigil, which began in Urfa and moved to Ankara, marked its 75th day on Thursday. Emine Şenyaşar was accompanied by her son Ferit, an MP for the pro-Kurdish People's Equality and Democracy Party from Urfa. The vigil was visited by representatives from various organisations, including the Ankara Chamber of Medicine, the DEM Party and the Labour Party. Muharrem Baytamur, president of the Ankara Chamber of Medicine, highlighted the ongoing legal injustices in the country, stating, "Sadly, the records within this health institution were destroyed, but there must be footage in the state archives." On the 14th of June 2018, during a pre-election visit by the ruling Justice and Development Party MP Ibrahim Halil Yildiz to a shop owned by the Şenyaşar family in Suruç, Urfa, a dispute erupted. Ezved Şenyaşar and his sons were attacked at their shop, and the violence spilled over to Suruç State Hospital, where further assaults occurred. At the hospital, Ezved and his son Adil were killed by individuals reportedly related to the MP. The new Netflix series Tree Body Problem features Leyla Ariç, a Kurdish character inspired by the Syrian Kurdish Women's Protection Unit's fighters who fought against ISIS in Raqqa. Her portrayal as a global savior against extraterrestrial invaders has incited anger among Turkish nationalists, who are unhappy with the fact that the world took note of the Kurds' role in the war against ISIS. One such person, nationalist Turkish journalist and writer Yilmaz Özdil, reacted with a long video. Currently, in the world's most popular science fiction series, one of the 3 people chosen to save the world is a PKK woman. She is introduced to the world by the UN Secretary General himself, described as Leyla Ariç, a Kurdish female guerrilla warfare specialist who led successful operations against ISIS in Raqqa, Syria, to the entire world.
Sadece Türkiye'de değil, tüm dünyada en çok izlenen dizilerin başında geliyor. Bütün dünya şu anda bunu izliyor. Kısaca özetlemek gerekirse bu diziyi, 3 cisim problemi, bütün dünyayı, bütün insanlığı kurtaracak 3 kişi seçiliyor. Biri Çinli, savaş tarihi uzmanı, biri İngiliz, fizikçi, biri de kim biliyor musunuz 3. Leyla Ariç isminde bir PKK'lı. Evet, yanlış duymadınız. Şu anda dünyanın en popüler bilim kurgu dizisinde dünyayı kurtaracak olan 3 kişiden biri PKK'lı bir kadın. Bizzat Birleşmiş Milletler Genel Sekreteri tarafından dünyaya tanıtıldı. Suriye'de, Rakka'da IŞİD'e karşı başarılı harekatlar yapan gerilla savaşı uzmanı Kürt kadın savaşçı Leyla Ariç olarak tanıtılıyor bütün dünya.
The writer explains how his anger is in part due to how Turks are portrayed as the antagonists in a few examples of popular American culture. The Kurdish fighters who fought ISIS were seen as crucial allies by the West.